Well, hi, this is Sam. In case you didn't know, welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I thought we would talk about suspenders versus belts. This is a topic that is very much, everybody has their different opinions, what they want to wear, and it's very much up to the individual what you actually enjoy wearing and why you enjoy wearing maybe only suspenders, only belts, or mix them up or not use any of them. So with that being said, in this video, I'm obviously gonna go by my own opinions, so they do not count on or count everybody in. This is just my own opinions, and I'm gonna talk from my own experience and what I just prefer myself, basically. So now the big question in your mind probably is, what does Sam prefer? Well, I'm actually preferring to use suspenders most of the time, but here's the thing. I also do like to use a good belt from time to time, depending on what suit I'm wearing. And it's also worth adding that sometimes during the summer, when it's very warm, I prefer to use a belt as much as I can, because when you have suspenders on, they're pretty thick and they're laying on you. If it's warm, you're gonna get warm under where the suspenders are going. It's not very nice when it gets very warm. So that's why I also prefer to have a few good belts laying around that I can use from time to time with my summer suits and with different kind of trousers. And it also, you can get a little bit of a different style when you wear a belt too. So as you probably can see, I have a few things to show you here, but I want to talk a little bit first before we're going into what I want to show you. So when it comes to wearing suspenders, why I prefer it, it's just like it keeps the trousers at a very nice level all the time, no matter what, how much you're moving, walking, sitting, whatever you may be doing. The suspenders keep your trousers at a nice level. You never have to think about them sliding down a little bit. And when you have suspenders on, at least I have noticed from my experiences that when you have the suspenders on and you're standing straight and nice, your pleats really keeps its shape, so to say, when you're standing. You're getting those sharp, straight pleats all the time because the trousers are nice, at a nice level all the time. And the suspenders help, like, how do you say, it just helps the pleat, helps the trousers to look nice, so to say. So that's why I really like suspenders. And I exclusively only wear Chester cordite suspenders because they are the right style, how they should be. Because when you're wearing high-waist trousers, you can't have whatever suspenders because it's not really gonna work for you. Let's say if you take a pair of modern suspenders and put on, first of all, it will be longer in the back. So the whole suspender is basically longer and not made for a high-waist trouser. So when you're gonna try to adjust your trousers, these things are gonna be way, way back on your back, and it's still not gonna work for you. And also something I notice is that it's hard to explain. So where the suspender buttons are sitting, they're pretty far apart on most vintage trousers. And Chester cordite suspenders are made for those kind of buttons being far apart because they move. These things that I don't know the name for right now, they can spread far enough so they will attach well to all the buttons around, and the suspender will look nice because these go to the back and attach to one another and goes down and to one suspender going down to the back buttons. And the thing is, where they cross over, so to say, if they're not crossing over properly and you put them on a pair of trousers where the buttons are far apart and it's a certain kind of way they're sitting, this thing won't be nice and straight. It will kind of be bending up a little bit because it just doesn't work, so to say. I think I have to make a separate video one day and show you what I mean, because now I'm rambling on again as usual about things. Anyway, so when it comes to a belt, I find that I don't really get the same freedom, if you will, sometimes, because the belt, obviously you have holes in the belt, so you tension the belt, and sometimes it's very hard to use it correctly because sometimes you have to make more, or you have to punch through more holes in the belt in between the other holes, because sometimes the holes are too far apart or maybe too close to one another. It's if they're too far apart and you tension the belt doesn't do anything. Your trousers are gonna start sliding down through the day, which will not create a pleasant silhouette. And if they're too close to one another, it will be too tight and it won't look nice, because in reality your trouser won't be super tight on you. It will have a little space so you can move around freely and comfortably. If your belt is tightened too much, it will bulge the fabric together, which doesn't look nice. But luckily I have actually found, thanks to a friend who also dresses 1940s, I will leave a link to his Instagram below. Thanks to him, I found a genuine 1940s belt I bought. And also there's a company in France who makes 1950s reproduction belts, but I think they work very well with the late 1940s style. And I'm gonna leave a link to their page too, so you can buy their belts if you want to. And obviously I'm gonna leave links to the Chester Cordite suspenders if you want to buy those. So with that being said, I just want to show a suit I have that I wear during the summer. Many of you maybe have seen me wear it on my Instagram quite a lot during the summer. It's my 1940s Palm Beach sports suit, if you will. That's what it's called. It's a sports suit. And that one actually has suspender buttons, but I don't really feel like a suspender would be the right thing for that outfit, really. So I do use a belt. I rotate between the reproduction belt and the 1940s belt. And I thought I would show you the suit and the trousers. So here is my 1940s Palm Beach lightweight wool sports suit. And I know when you say lightweight wool and you say it's a wool suit for summer, oh no, that must be super warm. Just sidetracking again a little bit. No, this suit really is like wearing a linen suit, really. The wind just blows through it. It's a very comfortable, very, very nice suit to wear during the summer. So here you can see, I hope you can see at least, the jacket. It's a very, very straightforward single-breasted jacket. And yes, this is a lavender pack. Good to have in your wardrobe. So if I just remove the jacket, nice and easy, here we have the trousers. These trousers, yes, well, you could use suspenders if you want to, if you prefer it. But as I said, I feel like this type of suit style during the summer, you really prefer having a belt on it, or it looks nicest to have a belt on it. So this is actually, I got this in the start of my journey almost of wearing this style every day. But it's a very nice trouser, and I haven't worn it since last summer. I just have it out looking at it a little bit, and it's pressed and done. But yeah, it's a very, very straightforward trouser. And as I said, I believe this one, it fits the best to have a belt to this type of style trouser, and especially during summer, since it will get pretty warm here sometimes in Sweden. Even though I know many people say it's never that warm during the summer at some places in Sweden, but it is pretty warm here where I live in Sweden. So nice trouser to have. Belt fits very nicely to this. Okay, so moving along. I also want to say that the trousers I'm wearing now, the 1940s style Belgrade trousers by Chester Cordite, these are a more lightweight fabric. They work well for spring, summer, autumn. I'm wearing it with suspenders now, I know, but I'm planning to wear it with my 1940s belt when it gets warmer outside, or I might try it already as when spring comes. It depends, because I really feel like that these trousers would fit very well with this 1940s belt. So yeah, there is multiple ways you can style your trousers, even though you prefer one thing. Sometimes it's nice to mix it up and do other things. And it depends, as I said, on what season we're in in the year. So I was talking earlier about how some suspenders are not doing this crossing right in the back. So I actually have a very lovely pair of Chester Cordite suspenders here. These are, I really like these. These have a great pattern and color to it. And I'm gonna try walk into the camera so you can see it properly. I really hope you do. I'm gonna watch the footage again. If it's not good, I'm gonna redo it. Anyway, so first of all, as I said, the suspender button placement on old trousers are different from newer ones. And Chester Cordite has really made it possible so you can wear the buttons very far apart and nothing's gonna happen. What I was talking about with the crossing in the back is this. If it's not crossing properly, so to say, I would need a third hand here almost, but I hope you get the idea. If it's not crossing properly here, let's say it's tighter, it's closer to each other, the gap. When you put this on a 1940s trouser, if it's the wrong kind of suspenders, this will kind of bulge up and become very weird. It's supposed to be straight like this, not this. This is what you get if it's not the right distance. It kind of becomes like this. I really hope you can see it. It's supposed to be like this, not like this, or any other kind of bulging happening here. So Chester really has this down. So, and he has a wide range of different suspenders to use. So I would really recommend checking him out. But yeah, so this is a pair of very nice newly made 1940s styled suspenders that I think everybody should have in their wardrobe. So let's move on to the belts. So this belt is a real 1940s belt, and I almost dropped it. Okay, so now when I'm holding it correctly without dropping it. So this is, I don't think I will get the whole thing in the camera. There is maybe no point. You see kind of how thin the belt is. It's a very simple belt, and it has been repaired because it's old leather and it tends to break. So, but I try to use this one. I really like this belt, and I mean it works with a lot of trousers. As I said, it's what you prefer really, but this is a great belt, and it's the right, like, it's not that thick, it's a thinner belt, it's the right style, everything like that. They're not super expensive, the 1940s belts. Some are not. Unfortunately, I just have the experience because I have another 1940s belt with a buckle that it says S on, which is in my green-gray trousers. And both that belt and this belt broke after like 1.5 months of not even daily usage. But it's nothing I'm complaining over, because here's the thing. They're from the 1940s, like from early 1940s, mid or late. It was 2022 when I bought them, I think, or 2021, I don't remember, but it's 2023 now. So they've been lasting for a very long time. Naturally, it's gonna be a little fragile. You have to just accept that that's how it is when it comes to old leather belts. But let's look at the 1950s reproduction belt from France. So these belts are in a very nice high quality leather, and it has a very nice finish. I like the belt buckle. It's very nice. Many would say probably it's more typical 1950s. Well, yeah, probably more like early 1950s, but I think it fits with the late 1940s style, which I do from time to time. And it's very hard to find high quality belts that are thinner, because I know maybe some of you who are gonna watch this video, you will be like, well, you know, these thin belts, they are only for women. Well, that's to today's kind of way of thinking. But back in the day, the thinner belts were men that wore it. So I understand that nowadays mostly women wear it, because it's kind of, I guess, died out that men have thinner belts. Kind of like, if I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit, kind of like these overly big watches we're having now, like the watches that eat up your arm. They say that's for men, and the smaller watches are for women. But I have covered this in other videos, I'm not gonna go into it now. But as I say with the watches, the men's watches were smaller back then. So yeah, but anyway, let's continue with the belt. So there we go, that was smooth. This one is also thin, as you can see. It's kind of like my real 1940s belt. Okay, this one is a little thinner, just slightly. But you know, I don't think it's anything wrong with it. I like the style of the, oh, that thing dropped from this belt. I will pick that up after the video. Yeah, as I said, this belt, very nice. It works well for summertime when I'm wearing my summer trousers. And I actually do wear belts to my gabardine, my I think it is a post-war, yes, it's a post-war 1940s gabardine suit made in the US. Those trousers I wear belts to all the time because I tried wearing suspenders to that kind of trouser. It didn't really work. It felt like those trousers were more meant for belts. So, but anyway, yeah, it's a very nice high quality belt. I really like it. So yeah, there is a lot of options for you. It just depends what you really prefer. With that being said, or everything being said, because I get sidetracked a little bit, and you know, it's always something I remember that I want to share. So anyway, what I wanted to say also is when it comes to the belts and what I said about the silhouette of the trouser, they're sliding down a little bit. I mean, it's not like after an instant you put on the belt and take one step that the trousers are gonna slide down. It's nothing about that. I mean, you can get a pretty nice and clean silhouette while wearing a belt. I'm not saying anything against that, but in my opinion, when it comes to getting the ultimate, and for me, what's the ultimate comfortability, the most comfortable way of dressing, it's with suspenders. So that's just me. But as I said, you do see pictures of me wearing belts. It's nothing I shy away from or I'm not uncomfortable in it. It's just a preference to have the suspenders. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think? What is your preference and why? And do you mix and do you not use anything? And I didn't really cover if I never use anything. I always use something, either a belt or suspender. So yeah, so I do hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope you enjoyed this kind of videos. If there is anything more along these lines that you want me to make a video about, leave a comment below. You can also comment on my Instagram or send me a DM on Instagram if you have any suggestion of what I should do. Let me know. Well, bummer, this video has already ended. But guess what? There's a huge selection of different videos on my YouTube channel. Why don't you go check them out? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. In the description below, you will find a link to my Instagram page. You will find a link to my Patreon page if you want to support me and my content so I can continue doing what I do. There is also a link to my Buy Me a Coffee profile. Thanks for watching this video. Stay safe and well.